What's up, Gear Mortals? Trey Xavier here, and on today's edition of Gear Gods Quality Control, we're going to be taking a look at the Kirk Hammett Ghoul Screamer pedal from KHDK. Although the Ghoul Screamer pedal is the first Kirk Hammett signature overdrive, it features a host of tonal options for helping you dial in your personal sound. This isn't just Kirk's signature overdrive. KHDK is actually his pedal company. He's the KH in KHDK. So I can only imagine that he was pretty heavily involved in the design process. And of course, as a member of the biggest metal band in the world and literally a living legend, I'm sure he had no shortage of options. Although the pedal does the job of a classic overdrive, it's more than just a Tube Screamer clone. I met KHDK's engineer Antonin Salva in the Czech Republic a couple years back, after playing his Randall RMS modules for many years, and his work is top-notch, and it's really shining through in this pedal. Him and Kirk have done an excellent job making this pedal what I think an overdrive should be, which is a tonal control center for your amp. Amps and guitars each have their own characteristics, and an overdrive is the best way to smooth out the inconsistencies between the two. For instance, if your guitar is really honky sounding and you can't really fix it with the amp controls, you can use the Ghoul Screamer to mellow it out a little bit with a little less tone knob, or if it doesn't cut through, you can crank it up a bit. And you can also utilize a lot of these sweet little switches to do even more tonal shaping. For instance, in the demo that I just played, I wanted the intro solo to be really smooth like on the recording. And since there's only the clean guitar accompaniment, it doesn't really have anything to compete with, so I could pretty aggressively roll off the tone knob and add a little bit of bass with the bass switch. But for the outro solo, I really wanted it to cut through the layers of guitars, so I cranked up the tone knob a bit and I flipped on the high switch to help it to shine through. Now this pedal features the usual drive, volume, and tone knobs, but the real innovation lies in all of these switches, of which there are 5. The bass switch is one of those super highly requested things that I'm seeing a lot lately, and the idea is that when you crank up the tone knob, you lose a fair amount of low end. And the bass switch just basically compensates for that by adding in some more bass to the signal. The high switch actually modifies the tone knob to reach farther for more cut. If you want, if your guitar sounds too mellow, or if you want like a sort of gentler tone, you can just whoop, crank it up and hit the high switch, and it will actually basically go further in the sound. So, if you're looking for an all-in-one overdrive that will give you maximum control over your tone, but doesn't take up more room on your board than a standard size pedal, the Kirk Hammett Ghoul Screamer from KHDK is where it's at. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more reviews and original content.